Okay, professionals. What's the dark secret of your industry nobody talks about? Alright, every job has that one thing nobody warns you about, the behind-the-scenes stuff that makes you pause mid-shift and go, wait, people really don't know this? Story 1. When I first walked into healthcare, I was all bright-eyed, cape on, thinking I'm about to save lives and be a hero and stuff. Real Disney movie energy. And then reality clocked me upside the head, hard. You got one nurse for like 40 patients, alarms screaming, paperwork stacking, supervisors breathing down your neck about efficiency. Efficiency, my ass. Hygiene rules? Yeah, on paper they look cute. In real life, folks are cutting corners just to survive the shift. Patients sitting in their own mess while staff run laps like hamsters on espresso. And if you actually try to do things right, oh boy, suddenly you're too slow, wasting resources, blah blah corporate buzzword soup. Meanwhile, the lazy dude coasting in the corner gets the same paycheck as you. And me? I started out caring. Now I'm just tired, bitter, doing the job and whispering, "Welp, here we go again." Every damn shit. Story 2. Let me tell you something that smacked me in the face the first time I stepped into a courtroom. The truth? Yeah, the truth is cute. Real heartwarming. Makes for great movies. But in real life, the truth ain't driving the bus. Evidence is, paperwork is, procedure is, that's the game. I've had clients look me dead in the eyes like, but I told the truth. And I'm sitting there doing that long sigh like, hey, buddy, I believe you. I really do. But belief don't win trials. Proof does. Receipts do. And if the evidence ain't there, you're basically walking into a hurricane with an umbrella from the dollar store. And don't even get me started on sentencing. You roll the dice at trial and lose, they might come down hard. Judges gotta look tough, especially the elected ones. Can't seem soft on crime, not with voters watching. So yeah, the system kinda nudges you toward that plea deal like, come on now, be reasonable. Meanwhile, you're sitting there thinking you got justice on your side, and the system's like, cool story. Now show me the evidence. Story 3. I used to think cops had everything memorized, like walking law books with badges. Turns out, nah, not even close. Some of them don't fully know your rights, and worse, some of them straight up bend the story to make the paperwork look pretty. Yeah, I said it, pretty. And when one officer slips, oh boy, suddenly it's group project mode. Everybody backing each other up, nodding like dashboard bobbleheads. You're sitting there in court thinking, wait, that's not what happened. And the room just keeps rolling like nothing smells funny. Then the judge, not always, but enough times to make you twitch, gives that testimony the VIP treatment. Less side-eye than it deserves. Less digging. And me? I used to walk into court believing the system was a clean machine. Now I walk in like, alright, let's see what version of the story we're getting today. Story 4. Man. Nobody tells you this part when you're buying a house. They show you the happy brochures, the smiling family on the porch, the dog running through the yard, all sunshine and Pinterest dreams. But the real horror movie? Oh, it starts with one email. Just one. You're at the finish line, heart pounding, about to close on the biggest purchase of your life. Life savings sitting there, ready to fly. The closing agent sends wiring instructions. Everything looks official. Logos, signatures, fancy formatting, the whole professional costume. So you hit send. Bam. Money gone. You exhale like, all right, we did it. Then the next day, ring ring. Hey, we're still waiting on your wire. And that's the moment your stomach drops through the floor. That slow motion, cold sweat, oh no feeling. Because the numbers you used, fake, the email, spoofed, the money, vanished into the digital abyss like it caught the last flight to Never See It Again City. And the brutal part, the part nobody puts on the billboard, is there's usually no refund, no safety net, no hero riding in on a white horse. Just silence. Paperwork. And you sitting there whispering, you gotta be kidding me, while your bank account looks like a ghost town. Story 5. Working in insurance will cure you of optimism real quick. I used to think rates went up because you filed claims or wrecked your roof or did something wild. Nope. Sometimes your only crime is existing. Paying on time, having good credit, being responsible. Yeah. Congratulations. Here's your 55% increase. Every renewal season feels like opening a horror movie letter. You see that envelope and your brain already goes, ah, hell. What fresh nonsense is this? You log in, scroll down, and boom, premium shot up like it just drank 5 energy drinks. No accidents, no disasters, just vibes and corporate math. And internally, oh, we all know it's coming. We see the numbers months ahead. We sit there like, ooh, these customers about to get smacked. But what are you gonna do? The system shrugs. Inflation, risk models, reinsurance, weather, whatever buzzword fits the slide deck that week. Meanwhile, the customer's on the phone like, why did my rate jump? Story 6. Oh, yeah. This one hits different when you're actually inside the code trenches. People think software delays mean missing buttons or ugly design or whatever. Nah. The real sacrifice? Security, the boring stuff, the invisible stuff. The stuff nobody notices until everything explodes. I've sat in those meetings, man. Projects late, executives sweating, investors pacing like caffeinated squirrels. Somebody says, real casual, what can we push to the next release? And there's this long, awkward silence. Then someone clears their throat and goes, well, the security hardening isn't technically required for launch. And I'm over here internally screaming, hey, you mean the lock on the front door ain't required? Cool. Love that plan. Very bold, very spicy. So yeah, when people ask why I don't do banking on my phone, I just give that little side eye, because I know how the sausage gets made. Deadlines first, safety later, maybe. If there's budget left. Story 7. Working industrial cleaning will absolutely shatter your little eco-friendly dreams. I used to think recycling bins and reusable straws were saving the planet. Real Captain Planet energy. Then I got inside the back rooms. The pipes, the drains, the places customers never see, and ooh, buddy. That's when the curtain dropped. You walk into a processing plant. Chicken, beef, pet food, hospitals, all of it. And everybody's nodding along to the same unofficial anthem. Dilution is the solution. Translation, add more water, push it downstream, problem disappears. Poof, out of sight, out of mind. Real magic trick stuff. And me? I'm standing there like, hold up, we're just watering down the mess and calling it compliance? That's the strategy? Meanwhile, folks at the top keep the machine running, paychecks clearing, reports looking nice and tidy. Because as long as the numbers pass inspection, nobody wants to ask too many questions. And you go home that night, turn on the tap, take a sip, and there's that tiny voice in your head going, yeah, this is probably fine. Probably. Story 8. Working at an animal shelter will rip the Disney soundtrack straight out of your soul. I walked in thinking it was going to be all wagging tails and happy endings. You know, slow motion adoption photos, kids hugging puppies, cue the inspirational music. Yeah, nah. Real life don't roll like that. That adorable little puppy everybody posts on Instagram, the one that grows into a 70-pound tornado chewing drywall and body-slamming grandma? When folks get tired and dump it, oh, they swear somebody else will adopt it. They tell themselves a nice bedtime story so they can sleep at night. Meanwhile, we're in the back looking at the intake list like, this ain't gonna end cute. And don't even get me started on the I found this dog crowd. Please. We know. The dog walks in wagging at you like you're its ride or die, and you're standing there acting confused like, I just found him. Yeah, sure you did. We can tell by the way he looks at you. We can tell by the collar. We can tell by the silence when we ask his name. And that part right there, that's the one that sticks with you on the drive home. Quiet car, long exhale, just thinking, man, people really do this. Story 9. This one makes people's heads spin when they first see the spreadsheet. I remember opening the supply catalog thinking I was about to see some high-tech NASA-level pricing. Nope. That IV bag you got billed $1,000 for? We paid pocket change. Like, couch, cushion money. 79 cents. I had to blink twice like, hold up, is this missing a zero somewhere? Nah, that's the real number. And diapers? Oh, don't even start. A whole case costs less than a fast food combo meal. Meanwhile, the bill shows up looking like you ordered luxury designer baby pants stitched by monks on a mountain. Now, before folks start yelling, scam, the system's messy, complicated, full of insurance gymnastics and accounting voodoo. But still, standing there in the supply room, scanning barcodes, seeing the true cost versus the sticker price, you can't help but laugh that tired, sarcastic laugh. Like, Woo. Medicine might save your life, but the invoice? That thing shows up ready to finish the job. Story 10. Oh man, people really think the internet is some sleek sci-fi spaceship. All glass walls, glowing blue lights, robots humming politely in the background. Hollywood got everybody picturing a NASA control room. Meanwhile, I'm standing in a server closet that smells like burnt dust and regret, staring at a rack that's older than some interns. You open the cabinet and it's just, whoo, cables everywhere. Not neat cables either. I'm talking full spaghetti monster situation. Red wire doing yoga around a yellow wire, zip ties holding on for dear life, one fan screaming like it's begging for retirement. And the code running half this stuff? Written in 2009 by a guy who quit, moved to a farm, and refuses to answer emails. And the real secret? The internet ain't magic. It's underpaid admins, cold pizza, and caffeine keeping ancient machines alive with prayers and sarcasm. Then something crashes at 3:12 a.m., and everybody's panicking like, why is the internet down? And I'm over here rubbing my eyes going, because Carl unplugged the wrong thing. And honestly, Carl's been holding this whole circus together since 2014. Story 11. Imagine being a parent, already scared out of your mind because your kid's locked up, waiting for trial, clock ticking day after day. Then some officer slides up all casual, voice low, like he's offering you a deal. Not written down, not official, just vibes and intimidation. Basically saying, pay up, or your son's gonna have a rough time. And you're standing there thinking, wait, is this real life? Is this a threat? A bribe? A protection racket with a badge? That's the part that sticks with you. The quiet corruption. The stuff that never makes the brochure. You walk away from that conversation feeling dirty, angry, helpless. That long, heavy exhale like, wow. So this is how the game really works in here. Story 12. Working in sleep medicine will mess with your head real quick. I used to think snoring was just annoying. You know, elbow your partner, roll over, go back to sleep type stuff. Harmless. Kind of funny. Then I started reading sleep study charts. And, whew, that joke stopped being funny real fast. You see folks come in looking totally normal. Office job, kids, coffee addiction like the rest of us. Then you hook them up to the monitors overnight and the numbers start dropping like a bad stock market. Oxygen dipping into the 70s, over and over every single night. And they're just laying there, snoring away, thinking they sleep fine. Meanwhile, their body's basically choking in slow motion for 8 hours straight, heart working overtime, brain running on fumes. Next day, they wake up tired, cranky, pounding energy drinks, like it's a personality trait. Story 13. Working in child protection will strip the fairy tales right out of your brain. I walked into that job thinking the threat was always some creepy stranger in a hoodie, hiding in the shadows, dramatic movie villain energy. You know, lock the doors, teach your kid, don't talk to strangers, problem solve, simple, clean. Then the case files started piling up, and the names on them? Not strangers, not monsters in alleys. Family members, family friends, trusted people, the ones sitting at the dinner table smiling in holiday photos, bringing birthday gifts. That's when your stomach does that slow, heavy drop like, oh, this is different. This is way worse. You start realizing safety isn't just about who's outside the house. It's about who's already inside. And that thought sticks with you, rattling around in your head when you lock the door at night. Because the scariest part ain't the dark, it's the familiarity. Story 14. People really think crossing guard is some chill little side gig. Stand there, wave a sign, enjoy the sunshine. Easy money, right? Yeah. Until you actually do the job and realize you're basically playing human shield in traffic every morning. I'm out there 2 hours a day. That's it, 10 hours a week. And in that tiny window, I'm slamming the brakes on disaster over and over. Kids darting out like rockets, drivers rolling through turns like they're late for the apocalypse, parents staring at phones instead of the road. I swear, some mornings feel like a live-action video game, where the stakes are way too real. And when I hold that stop sign a little longer, oh, you can feel the impatience burning through windshields, engines revving, eyes rolling, like I'm personally ruining their schedule. Meanwhile, I'm scanning the corner thinking, wait, there's a kid on a bike flying in hot from your blind spot. So yeah, that extra 10 seconds, that ain't inconvenience. That's me making sure somebody gets home alive. Story 15. Man, people think the front desk is all smiles and, good morning, how can I help you? Cute little desk, phone ringing, maybe a plant in the corner, real harmless vibe. But behind that counter, whew, It's basically a vault of everybody's personal life sitting in plain sight. I'm talking addresses, phone numbers, birthdays, sometimes bank info, the whole identity starter pack. And it's all right there, one screen away, one folder away, no dramatic hacking scene, no techno music, just a regular Tuesday and a stack of papers nobody's watching too closely. And the scary part? It doesn't take some evil mastermind. Nah, it could be one distracted second. Leave a file out, send the wrong email, misplace one document, and boom! Somebody's privacy just got tossed into the wild like confetti. So yeah, next time you walk into a hospital, office, restaurant, or anywhere that looks normal on the surface, just remember there's always a story humming quietly in the background. Most folks doing the work mean well, but the reality behind the curtain? Whew! It's messier than anyone wants to admit.